Well, some of those people, I think it goes back to Dar es Salaam, Nairobi bombings back in 1998, where some of those people that you're referring to, who could face the death penalty, even though, of course, they weren't actively involved in anything like that, but there are allegations, you know, that they had some vague links, and they could face the death penalty in the United States.
Right. Again, it comes down to this issue of allegations. The United States makes an allegation, and it can invade nations, let alone have extradition treaties. It can do whatever it likes. Somebody has to stand up for the voice of justice. Even if we would have thought it would be little old Britain that was famous for standing up against the Nazi Empire all alone and so forth. It stood up for a principle. Now what we've got is Britain just following a policy which is not looking at its own citizens. And Muslims constitute a great number of people in the citizens and of this country. And so do their supporters, and so do the supporters of basic natural justice. And we're not seeing that over here. If Babar Ahmad is sent to the United States of America, 90% of the cases in the United States of America of terrorism cases, they're all guilty. Everybody's found guilty for the smallest of things. You have entrapment cases taking place there in the United States, which have been recognized by the rest of the world as entrapment cases. They simply want to create this, if it's a Muslim and he's a terrorism suspect, he's going down, and he's going down for not 10, 15 years and serve half the sentence day and night. He's going down probably for 20, 30, 40, 50 or 100 years, which is ridiculous.
I think many viewers will be acquainted with the Afia Siddiqui case.
Indeed, Afia Siddiqui's case is one of a whole raft of cases that you've seen in the United States with people being convicted. And the issue of jurisdiction again. How did the United States manage to get jurisdiction of a Pakistani woman in Afghanistan for a crime that's committed in Afghanistan, allegedly? How did they get jurisdiction of this? And in the same way, how do they manage to get jurisdiction of a British citizen in the United Kingdom of Britain, where the crimes are supposed to have been committed while he's in the United Kingdom? It makes no logical sense.
So you think it's actually a precedent, this case, in terms of extradition law, that this judgment will come and it will have widespread implications for many other people?
There's just one point. There was the NatWest 3 who were sent over to the USA. So extraditions have been taking place. The difference is, and you can speak to some of the NatWest 3, they'll tell you, we were in hotels, in really decent apartments, living with our families, they visit us and so forth. If Babar goes, guaranteed.
These were bankers, by the way, just to review.
Sorry, yes, there were bankers who were,
who've basically been alleged to be criminal activities in the United States, and they were extradited quite controversially, but as you say, they weren't treated badly.
No. And so Babar, if he's sent, he will almost certainly be put in a high security, maximum security cell in solitary confinement, where he has access to no human being, where his condition, I would say, would probably be worse than in Guantanamo. And I say this as somebody who's gone through Guantanamo. And his treatment and condition would be something the likes of which you'd never allow for British prisoners, not even the worst of the convicted prisoners in the UK. So I think all of those things add to the fact that what is the likelihood of getting a fair and free and open, transparent trial? With the best respect to the American people, I would not like to face a jury of people who have been given a dose constantly, day in, day out, of Fox News and CNN and all of these nonsensical reporting places. I wouldn't feel safe at all. And the proof is in the pudding. You can see the numbers of convictions of people for the smallest of things with the least of evidence, which elsewhere wouldn't even be regarded as crimes.
What's it like, I mean, from the experience you have, what's it like to be incarcerated without knowing when you're going to get out?
It's the worst torture. I can tell you quite clearly, I would rather deal with somebody punching, kicking, beating, pulling out my fingernails, shaving forcibly, all the things that they did to us, having my hands tied above my head, being suspended. Babar Ahmad, I remember he wrote to me from prison when I first was released from Guantanamo, and he said, they may send us to Guantanamo or a similar facility. Do you have any tips? So this was the man's fear coming out, whilst on the one hand congratulating me for being released, on the other hand he's saying, well, you've just come from over there, I might be sent over there. So he's afraid because the reputation of being held in US custody without charge or trial is one that precedes itself. And for Babar, I know, when I met his father and meet his father regularly, he says to me that I have hope when I see what your father did. And So you see this poor man going around the country campaigning, fighting for a right that any normal British citizen would have.
Yeah. I mean, Irshad, obviously, his father's been doing a great deal. What else is happening? I mean, we talked about the petition, which we'll probably come to again at the end. What else is happening, and what should people who care do?
With regards to Babar's case?
Absolutely.
I mean, we want to spread awareness, like Muslim said, that if he goes, others will follow. He's the first, he will set the precedents. So, and make it very clear that we're not saying to people, you know, just let him off. We're saying that we want him to have a trial here, because everything was done here, and this is where we feel he'll get justice. So we want people to spread the message to their work colleagues, to the non-Muslim colleagues. I mean, a lot of Muslims have shown a lot of support, but to non-Muslims as well, that what we are saying is very simply he should have his trial here, because the evidence was collected here. So awareness is a key factor here. And if they can, you know, go to the MPs, you know, write in the newspapers, because you know, we want to try to embarrass the government and say, look, you know, wake up here. You know, this is not what you should be doing to a British citizen. You should be having this trial here. That's what we want people to do. And we've had a really good response with the e-petition. Up and down the country, people are being supportive, doing different things. You know, even going to even as masjids, different masjids, trying to get e-petition signatures at their workplaces. So it's been a really fantastic response.
So people could go to the masjid and actually even sign on there if they had difficulty, perhaps getting their own computer, getting logged on.
I mean, if they contact us at the website, we will help them how to get it done. But we want people to really galvanise their community in this cause that only really it's got 3 weeks remaining now.
Would you be confident, though? I mean, obviously we've spoken about US justice. Do you feel that Babar Ahmad would get a fair trial in the UK?
We are 100% confident that he'll get a more fairer trial in Britain. And not just that, his elderly parents, they will still be able to visit him. His nephews and his sisters and his family will still be able to visit him. If he's sent to America, like Muslim said, it's almost as if for his parents that perhaps they won't be able to visit him. They're in their 70s. They're very old as it is. You know, the imprisonment has had a huge toll, especially on his mother. And to go to America, the checks, the airport, the travelling for his two elderly parents, it's not a small matter. So no matter what happens, he will get a more fairer for him and for his family trial and the resultant treatment here. So we're being very clear in saying that wherever is proven, he gets and wherever proven in a court and he gets, then he'll serve his time here. That's not a problem.
Do you ever have to sort of, you know, wipe your eyes and think, am I dreaming? He's been, you know, 7 years in jail. I mean, after all, people, you know, murderers get out before that. In some occasions, you know what I mean. It's such a long time that the whole legal system seems, I don't know. It just, I mean, is it?
Like you're saying, Phil, is that terrorists, people convicted of terrorism, have served their entire sentence and come out, which would have been, you know, Babar's been in for longer than that.
That's remarkable, isn't it? So in terms of the e-petition, then, I mean, let's just get, you know, that going, and you know what you'd like viewers to really do. They sign that. Is there anything else they can do in terms of direct action that you feel they, you know, is there any demonstrations you're planning or anything else?
Immediately, no. I mean, obviously we'll keep people updated via the website. Mm-hmm. But really, you know, at the moment we're just thinking we are going to get 100,000. We've now reached the top 7 in e-petitions ever done. So for us, we are going to get it.
You've got 2 weeks left here.
Just over than that. Mm-hmm. We are very, very confident, having reliance on Allah, and that we are going to get this. And so we just want people to just try their best. That's what it's all about. It's all about trying your best and leaving the result in Allah's hands.
Okay. And are you doing your bit at Cage Prisoners?
Yeah, constantly. We're always updating the Babar Ahmad campaign, asking people to update or to visit the Babar Ahmad campaign. We are having our members going around speaking about his issue. The other thing, of course, is, as I said, that not to forget that this is Babar Ahmad's case, but on the back of it there are many other individuals. And if we forget him, we forget all of them, those people too.
Well, listen, thank you very much, gentlemen. We're running out of time now. Thank you to Irshad, Hussein, and we all, I think, really sincerely hope you succeed with your e-petition. Well, thank you at home for watching this Islam Channel special on absent justice. Remember, if you haven't signed the petition, log on to www.freebabarahmad.com. That's www.freebabarahmad.com. Make sure you sign. Bye-bye.